Welcome back here to Mountain Connections. This next interview is going to be exciting for all of you medical and health professionals. We're going to be talking to Advice Media. They're a digital marketing firm and advertising agency that specializes in the health field, and they've been in business since 1998, so their expertise goes far back. We have Mr. Chad Erickson with us. He's the VP of Marketing and Business Development. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Excellent.
Diego, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about Advice Media. Tell me about when you guys started and where you are today.
Sure. So we started back in 1998, and if you understand the history of the internet, we've been around longer than Google, which is kind of funny, and it's changed a lot since then. Obviously, we started out with portal or directory type of websites where those dominated the search results, and we would have lots of doctors listed in every single state for various specialties. Patients would search, they'd find our directory. We were usually in the top 1 or 2 spots on the Google results, and people then go in there and find a doctor. That's evolved, of course, to getting to more of a custom website and allowing each doctor to really showcase him or herself and the services they offer. And so we've been doing and providing those services now since really about 2007.
Wow, that adaptation must have been pretty crazy. As you said, 1998, the internet was completely different than what we know it as today.
Absolutely. In this business, if you're not prepared to pivot every couple of years, you're going to fall behind.
Absolutely.
And we've seen that as well. In fact, one of the biggest pivots we're on right now is really becoming more of a SaaS model. I'm understanding that it requires software to really deliver this, and so we've become truly a patient acquisition and retention platform for doctors.
I love that.
And through the utilization of technology and software today, we can bring websites to doctors in a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost it used to take.
And for someone who's in the health field, who's spent 8, 10, 12 years in school and going through all of that, the last thing that they want to do as they enter the profession is, now I have to think about a marketing campaign. How do I distinguish myself from all of the other doctors? And that's where you guys come in.
It really is. Yeah, they do not teach this in medical school. They really
There's no website design class in medical school.
There's not. In fact, one of our clients is the head of plastic surgery at Harvard, and I was just on a conversation with him last week, and he said, can you please come out here and do a short course for our doctors, our residents?
A little seminar.
Yes, and I said, absolutely. But we see it all the time, and so we feel like one of our jobs is that we're not be a marketing agency as much as we want to be an extension of the doctor's practices.
I love that.
We're small business owners as well. We understand it, and if we can sort of take that piece, this marketing piece away from them and help them, then we're winning, because they shouldn't have to keep up with the thousands of changes that Google makes every single year.
Exactly.
We can do that for them, and we can really help them and be a true resource for them.
While also focusing on the complexities of their clients and all of the things that they're going through. I mean, it's so hard to be 100% focused as a doctor, but then also in the back of your mind have that rattling of, I need to update my website.
Yes.
I need to figure out what Google's SEO, how that has changed, and how I'm going to actually market to clients. And as you said, customer retention is another big thing as well. Can you talk about how you guys have utilized new technologies? Are you guys using things like AI on websites and stuff like that?
So great question. So we're not utilizing AI, probably the traditional way that people think about that, but we are using technology to really enhance the way that they interact, and we're working on other ways as well. So we have a few things that are in the works, but we have, as a great example, we utilize a brand new tool that we just launched to help with reputation management. Every doctor has to be concerned with the way they're portrayed online.
Absolutely.
There are patients out there that leave great reviews, some that are going to leave bad reviews. Some have an axe to grind, some are going to be normal, and we pay attention to reviews. Recent studies showed that about 88% of patients will look at online reviews before they make a decision about a doctor.
Wow.
Our software is now helping doctors to know, first of all, know about every one of those reviews right when it happens, where it's occurred, and within our system, they're able to respond to that. Additionally, what they really have to work on is getting more reviews from their patients, and our software allows them to do that either via text or email with the patients immediately, and that kind of feedback is critical, especially on Google and Facebook and Yelp. And so it's vital that they have that type of technology.
Have that information, also have the opportunity to respond to some of these comments. Because I think
right.
when you go online, most of us today look at reviews online before we purchase anything, go anywhere. And I think it's great when you see, obviously no one's going to have a perfect review every time. But when you see the business owner responding to some of those negative reviews and saying, how can we fix this next time? What can we do? I think that encourages you even more. They care about what they're doing. They care about their business, and they're willing to adapt it and update or whatever they need to do, which is fantastic.
So true, and all of us have gone onto Amazon or looked at other places, and everybody can see when it's crazy. They know, okay, that patient or that person leaving that is just a little bit nuts, and they'll ignore that. But when it seems like it's a little bit legitimate, like I had to wait, 20 minutes, I wasn't planning on that, or the front office staff wasn't very helpful, well, it's good to know, and sometimes the office or the doctor needs to know about that. So
they can make the changes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so it can be helpful, but they need to really address that, because the patient is critical to their business. And if they understand lifetime value of a patient, it's not just, I came in one time. Well, if that patient is going to come back again and again and refer their friends over and their family members, then it's really up to the doctor and the whole staff to buy into creating a wow experience. And we feel like we can educate on that. Which is helpful. We have additional technologies as well where we help with posting on social media. We post 4 times a week for our doctors on Facebook, 3 times a week on Instagram. So again, removing that heavy lifting for them. Our technology takes care of scanning their websites. So we find out if there's any issues that need to be addressed. We're looking for the blind spots for them and able to address those very, very quickly, and then give them that information. They can log into the Client Performance Center anytime and see how they're performing.
That's excellent.
And stacking up. And so we try to be very, very transparent with our doctors, which I think in this space has been something that's missing for a long time. Is it felt like SEO, the search engine optimization, was this ambiguous term that people are like, oh, sounds great, I better be doing that. And nobody could really explain, well, what are you really doing?
What's the purpose of it? It's got to be purpose driven, otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. And I think the great service that you're providing not only to doctors and healthcare professionals, but also to clients as well. You're making their experience better by making it a more personal experience with their doctor, with their healthcare professional, and you're allowing them to be in touch as often as they need to be as well, which is fantastic. Where can people go to learn more about Advice Media, and if they want to hop on board and get some of your services as well?
So the best thing to do is to go directly to our website. It's www.advicemedia.com. On the website, they'll see our contact form, our phone number. They'll also be able to see case studies.
I love your case studies that you have listed on your website.
Thank you. And those are critical, because I can say all this, and I appreciate you having me on here. But you should see what our clients have to say about us.
Absolutely.
And so that information's there. You can see examples of our work. And we'd love to hear from anybody out there that's wondering or just wants an evaluation of, hey, can you take a look at my website, look at my marketing? We do that. We'll offer that at no cost as well to really help them out.
That's fantastic. Chad, thank you so very much for coming on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Really appreciate you coming on and talking about Advice Media. You can find out more information on their website, advicemedia.com. I highly recommend that you go over there and check out their case studies. They have a ton of websites listed that they've helped build, and a ton of great experiences there that you can look at before you make the decision. But be sure and check them out at advicemedia.com. Thanks again to Chad for coming on. We'll be right back with much more right here on Mountain Connections.